Hello, you're welcome to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Vivian Lokko.
And mine is Umaru, Sanda, Amadu. Coming up.
Vice President rules out any plans by the government to negotiate with a separatist group in the Volta region over their demand of independence from Ghana.
And so what you are seeing, the attacks you're seeing, are nothing but criminal activity. And from that point of view, all of us should be worried, and we should do everything, and we will do everything that...
President Akufo-Addo cautions constituents in the Ahafo-Ano constituency against voting for a disgruntled NPP member who is now going independent in the race. That's Kwabena Osebunso.
Independent being to be Mohammed. Independent candidate to be Mohammed.
Still ahead, the Electoral Commission to go ahead with voters' registration exercise on Thursday.
And later, PNC elects new flag bearer as national chairman Bernard Mona crashes out of the race.
Let's bring you details of the stories. And the Vice President, Dr. Bamia, says government will not negotiate with the separatist group in the Volta region over their demand of independence from Ghana.
Following a series of attacks and agitations by the separatist group, calls have been made for a negotiation between government and the leadership of the group.
But terming the activities as criminal, Dr. Bamia said security agencies are working effortlessly to put a stop to the activities. He spoke on Asempa FM.
You just want to carve out Ho out of Ghana or Pevi out of Ghana and make it a country, because it's a figment of the because there's no legal basis for those sorts of claims.
For those demands.
Yeah, there's no legal basis. So Usha is criminal, and so Ghana must come together. We are one country. This is not a political party matter. We are one country. We are different peoples in one country, and the land of Ghana is determined. There's no issue about losing 1 inch of the land of Ghana, across. It's already determined. So there is a clear situation that we have, and some criminals are trying to misrepresent history and engage in criminal activity. And so what you are seeing, the attacks you're seeing, are nothing but criminal activity. And from that point of view, all of us should be worried, and we should do everything, and we will do everything that we can. From where I sit, I know that the security agencies are doing a lot. It's not everything that we can say on air. Okay. But I am very confident and comfortable with the work and the reports that the security agencies have. In fact, they foiled things that could have been worse already. Well,
negotiations will not happen.
With who? These criminals? It's not. It doesn't make sense. I guess doesn't make sense. So what we need is intelligence, and we will try to deal with this.
Now, President Akufo-Addo says he does not recognize an independent parliamentary candidate in the Ahafo-Ano North constituency, and has urged constituents to vote against him in the December polls. A disgruntled member of the New Patriotic Party, Kwabena Osebunso, has decided to contest as an independent candidate in the 2020 elections. According to the president, the candidate declined an invitation to the Jubilee House when he decided to intervene to get the candidature of the person rescinded. Now, the president, who was addressing a debate of chiefs and people of Tepa in the Ahafo-Ano North district, told the people he cannot work with a parliamentary candidate who disrespects him.
Former for Nana Baba Yajuma. Me kwa me to me kwa bemo menye ye. Here 1 year, a bed boame, a woman must be drum hall. A hall no, Kofoni wa bed boawa. I'm running a bit to see. To me, here, Mamma, or my chamber drum hall. One of the four. Mrs. No so. Until me koa. Me here, dear, me don't go to Yako. Independent beer to me, Moame. Independent candidate beer to me, Moame. We are now MPP ni our independent and on your MPP ni papa. On your MPP ni papa. O MPP ni papa on your independent. Teacher Masmasi and from Manameno Komoa. One band. Let's say only a boom mammy. Ultimate Juma. Only a boom mammy, no mimic to me in Juma. Jimisamo Obia Jane Enyano Bako Onipa Betumini Naya Juma and it's Sule Ujami Jane or no na Betumini Naya Juma. Miss Marjman Prepper, so go independent candidate, launching Jubilee House, also on my. The nipa say, and I'm going to say, I'm going to Juma, and Basso, yeah, to Manonda, and to Manitra.
Now, the Vice President, Dr. Amadu, has told the Muslim community in Nima and its environs to vote massively for the NPP and Nana Akufo-Addo in the December polls to continue with the good development projects they have in the Zongos. Dr. Bawumia says the establishment of the Ministry of Zango and Inner City Development has brought infrastructural developments to the Zangos. He was speaking at a meeting with Muslim leaders in Nima as part of his tour of the Greater Accra region.
Nana Akufo-Addo ya ce yaran mu yau sun kare senior high school ba mu so su sora wurin muna so su te university ba haka ba amma in baka da kudi ka biya senior high school ka ba yaronka ka samu kudi ka biya ite university sai ni Nana Akufo-Addo wai in Allah ya yarda mun koma government za mu kawo new policy wannan new policy student duka ya qualify ite university bai da kudi ibiya government ya biya masi mun basi loan ibiya mun biya mun basi ya kare school na ya yi national service mun basi another year's grace ya samu aiki ya start ina yi aiki ya biya loan na kadan sai su duka
I still stay with politics because a two-time New Patriotic Party parliamentary aspirant, Elvis Bota, has vowed to replace Ghana's longest-serving Member of Parliament, Alban S.K. Bagbin, in the Nadoli-Kaliu constituency in the Upper West region. He bows out, though, this year. Now, Mr. Bota was among 3 other aspirants, including the current chairman of the PNC, Bernard Mona, who failed in 2016 to annex the Nadoli-Kaliu seat, which has been occupied by Bagbin since 1992. Now, speaking to Citi News, the 37-year-old says he's poised to win the seat this time around and break the NDC's dominance of the constituency.
The Nadoli-Kaliu constituency has since 1992 been dominated by the main opposition National Democratic Congress. The constituency was known as Nadoli West until 2012, when it was renamed as Nadoli-Kaliu. Ghana's second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, has represented the constituency since its birth. In the 2016 parliamentary elections, Honorable Bagbin defied his critics to win the seat with 14,044 votes, while his closest contender, Elvis Banoe Mulebota of the NPP, obtained 19,000 154 votes. The PNC's chairman, Bernard Ambata Yelamona, also had 5,393 votes, while Emmanuel Kwesi could only manage with 120 votes. Mr. Bagwin, however, decided to retire from Parliament at the end of his current tenure. A hospital administrator, Anthony Munkarasuma, will represent the NDC.
I think that having worked in the public service, having developed the connections, I stand in a good place to step into his shoes so that I will continue and sustain the works that he has done and also bring on board what I can do to further improve the livelihoods of the people.
Mr. Suma says the Nadoli Kaleu constituency witnessed tremendous development under his predecessor, hence the need to elect him to consolidate the gains.
Notwithstanding all the developments he has brought in the constituency, as the member of parliament for the constituency, we still have challenges. And it is not peculiar to Nadoli Kaleu constituency or district. We still have high levels of poverty. And that is as a result of people not having jobs, not having activities that they can engage in that will give them income. And that's one of my greatest concerns. I want to work, particularly through the national apprenticeship program that we are proposing, so that people can acquire skills and acquire jobs.
However, the MPP's Elvis Botta says the time has come for the electorate in the Nadoli Kaleu constituency to break the NDC's dominance in the area.
I don't want to trickle this down to personalities, but I want to make this analysis in three strands. One, the partisanship. So the Nadoli Kaleu constituency have clearly been in great solidarity with the NDC. What they have seen in most of these instances is deception. What the communities have seen in most of the instances is, don't worry, hold on, this next 4 years will be the turn for me to help you. That has been the rhetorics of the NDC towards the communities. Now they have become extremely more discerning. That patience, is lost. And most importantly, the customary and traditional ties Honorable Alban S.K. Bagwin had with these various communities and their key opinion leaders, their chiefs, their tendambers, is not one the current NDC's candidate can inherit.
Elvis Botta says the constituency is still engulfed by extreme poverty, a reason why constituents must elect someone who has the requisite lobbying skills to bring the needed development to the area.
Majority of the communities believe that the avalanche of problems they are confronted with are those we have either taken the step towards solving, have either completely solved, or is one we will be able to show commitment to. So if you look at it from these strands, and from the kind of culture, from the kind of tradition we practice, both in our parties, by convention, and to society, it is clear that we have been long-standing. But where you have an opponent who clearly is quite a stranger in his own party, so to say, the extent that that network and connection is missing right from the constituency to the region, probably completely bleak at the national front, it tells you and convinces the people that this is certainly not the option. If it needs to be, it has to be in some decades from today, not now. And I can assure you that these will become the parameters, within which the people of the Nadoli Kaleu constituency will make a selection of who represents them in parliament and who can articulate clear understanding of their peculiarities, and to be able to lobby, and to be able to, as it were, pull down development to the Nadoli Kaleu constituency.
According to the 2010 population and housing census, the Nadoli Kaleu constituency has a population of 63,141 with a growth rate of 1.9%. It is estimated that the area has a current population of over 75,000, with majority of the residents engaged in the agri sector. As the 2020 general election draws nearer, it appears the deplorable nature of roads in the constituency, coupled with inadequate health infrastructure, are the key issues affecting constituents in the Nadoli Kaleu constituency.
On the part of quality education is very far lacking because we don't even have a district library. And if we don't have a district library, it tells you that the schools probably will lack library books. And that has been my concern. Now, with social infrastructure, potable water has been a challenge in most of our communities. Road network has been a challenge in most of our communities.
For me, I think bad roads are one. We have unemployment. There are a lot of youth in Nadoli districts. They are unemployed and it's really, really affecting the Nadoli districts. And okay, women empowerment is also part because most of our women here, they don't have like shares. Most of them have to do a lot of hard work in the farm before they can. Meanwhile, when it gets to voting time, they all have to vote.
The whole of Nadoli, see, it's a very big town, and we need some of these things to help us. See our hospital, we don't have mortuary. We have to carry our corpse to Jirapa and Wa, and this is no good. We need a mortuary here.
The constituency is a big constituency. We should be having polyclinics in areas like the Charkon, in areas like Zang, in areas like Kaleo, but in all these situations, we have had to do with only the Nadoli District Hospital, which I think is something that we are lacking.
So who will the electorate vote to address these challenges?
Obviously, that would be Honorable Elvis Banemule Bota. The reason is simple. He has shown leadership. He has exhibited high sense of humility, trust, that he is the candidate that can lead the constituency in the absence of Honorable S.K. Bagby.
I personally, if you ask of my view, which of the candidates, because so far I know of 3 candidates, which is the MPP candidate, was it Bernard Mona, Elvis Bota, and then we have Bernard Mo now going for the PNC, and then we have the Anthony Somamin Karaf going for the NDC. Personally, on my assessing the 3 of them, I would choose to vote for Tony.
Okay, when it comes to parliamentary, I think I'll vote for Anthony Soma. It's not that he's wise and the others are not, but I think he's the best person that can do it.
The PNC's Bernard Mona says he is the Messiah who can turn around the fortunes of the Nadoli Kaleu constituency.
And with the exit of our venerable MP, Alban Sumana Badu, the constituents feel that a worthy replacement to his MPship must be somebody who is well-known, who has the acumen to drive development for the area, and above all, have the network, either for the NDC or NPP. All the people are looking for is development. Poverty at its lowest level in our constituency has almost become one of the consequential factors that our people have lived with. It is important that we look to seek opportunity for our people. And I come in as a bridge, having lived and grown myself from the background of poverty, pure penury, suffered all manner of difficulties, suffered in many degrading forms, but rose to the top. I want to use the leverage that I have at national, continental, and international level to bring about opportunity for our people.
For now, the search for a replacement of Ghana's longest-serving member of parliament, Honorable Alban S.K. Bagwin, is on. What is, however, not clear is who will replace him. Reporting for Citi News, Latif Mahama, Nadoli.
Now, the Benkumhini of the Drobo traditional area and Odikro of Bano No. 3 in the Bono region, Nana Akufo-Addo II, has called on his subjects to vote for the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, and the NDC parliamentary candidate for German South, Williams Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo II made the appeal when the NDC flag bearer took his campaign to the German South constituency. Akufo-Addo also appealed to former President Mahama to construct the unmotorable roads in the Bano area when he gets the nod to become the next president of the land.
Papaya says, or the Sakwan of Ma, Nipa Sebensias in Sumaya. Yeah. Nababia Bedru Yan, Yamianim, Nayan in Sebu Kota. Yeah. And Cherry and Yehu Yana said, Abam Fufraba. Afidie one no so no ye yokuan se ba fa ba ko na de ko ba fa bi na de ko enti obisa se da we na afidie no beba bo contractor no ye duru no oya adwuma ba bi na afa ko sa besinde ya ye no kasai yeah, the papa say, yeah, you want you to show, yeah, what no, yeah, say be yeah, Nasa, or can any fair, yeah, get him so the sa contract had a son of Bioconis.
Now, residents and commuters who ply the Boma-Tepa Road, which connects the part of Ahafo region to the Ashanti region, have threatened to boycott the 2020 general elections if their stalled road project does not immediately receive the needed attention.
The drivers in the area say they will be forced to embark on a massive demonstration to impress upon the authorities to fix the road, as Citi Newsroom reports.
For many years, road infrastructure has been a major source of worry for the people of Boma and its surrounding communities in the Ahafo region. The places in the area with poor road network include Boma-Tepa Road, Boma-Duankwanta, Boma-Yamfo, and Boma-Junasave Road, among others. Being a predominantly farming area, the bad nature of the road negatively affects the ability to cart their produce to markets, a situation which is of grave concern to the communities. The roads are dusty in the dry season and are muddy during the rainy season, making it unmotorable. The community members have on several occasions organized communal labor to mobilize people to fill potholes on certain portions of the Boma-Tepa Road. The residents and commuters then heaved a sigh of relief when the Boma-Tepa stretch was captured in the last budget and construction works eventually began. The residents, however, say they are unhappy with the current pace of work as it has stalled and portions that were constructed earlier are fast deteriorating. Commuters who spoke to Citi News have threatened to boycott the 2020 general elections if active work does not resume on the stretch within the shortest possible time.
We are pleading to the government to send his inspectors, either the highway authority or the feeder road, to come and inspect the road so that the contractor will do the work very fast. The machines on the road, we are not seeing any machine. He is using manpower. So we want them to use machines, excavators, graders, and the rest.
Go first school. Atutu first school. First school. Atutu. And to serve when I did no more. Amunyi, Tomu, no Mini, my. And yes, I about on the young toe. And a moment back, I Mr. Class on way.
Mazam Pacho Kwane, Hunaman was so they say, Edmay in Yasari Tonadie. Almost all the Infidia Begu Kwanas or more, so Infidio and Fidia Bill with the Begu Kwanas, Messiba Coupe, and on the Abakwanas, and Cratchip so many goose, so many shovel, and on the chippings Negukium, nobody shall want to say Gusso, and from the goose or Kran, so twice our train, chippings in Sakugunjan to Kwani, Hunaman Panty, Sraban say. Yes, so Mamma, Mamma, dear, and Yafu, Sibomase, or Baba, can be our home. I feel we see about Twaba, or hair quay, almost all more. None of my penny by Duan Quanta, set a quano of Video Gusso. By a swear, if you be a Guana so. A quana almost somewhere, no, only might be so if you rose or so a deal. What I could take a crab with chippings in a good bear, and maybe 1/4 of the quino cry. Until 7 my Penisomra, no more boys, I did feed in the same of my favorite Twaba.
According to the leadership of the drivers, it appears the construction works only began just to deceive them as the December 2020 election inches closer.
Me a chance kadana na baba na wa ma and wakofa we duan kwanta no de ko si we ono Kenya se wono go so wono ti ani abre sa fi o ma anya kwan ento aba contractor mo de kwan na ma no woni machine bia o kwan no so ye de mo fa so no mo hu se machine bi ani kwan so ba ko ko say no afa na ye se eduru time say ya wo da bia na wo de machine no e besi wo se de ye a o ye adwuma na obi ahu se kwan ye ye enso so abra kwan ye nye eti ya sram se ma meboa me anya kwan na fie nto aba ya plan say be demonstration ati a contractor no say free next week no adrawafo no obi a parking car so ne abo danger ati ana na do se kwan no anya dia yenso yento aba
ade ba ko a me pese ye nya ehunu se ofa kwan zo hurin somebody be as you say contract be kwan with the somebody si ne din wo so ne bibia ne contract din e wo so babo ma kwan ye ne bi so wo so it means I said the omo da ye because unless by ha no wa ye kwan no na somebody si ha bi si ha o your board no so hunu de ne din kire unim contract a wo ye sa contract ne din de sei o ye kwan no me na ye frame report to ye mo stop on say highways won abehwe am sa da mo wo no a masa nansen ye koso ye gata ye ko ye no crane anwea no de ye ne ada ofo no bi be fo ne subon pan assembly man ye ko se ye mpene am ye stop no a chain na ye stop na udin ba tetem sam da anwea pa gu mo de ye kwan no.
Meanwhile, during Citi News's visit, some construction workers were seen on a portion of the road. The chief engineer for the project, Nananchibu Siakun, disclosed to Citi News that a road project has been awarded to White House Construction, but work has stalled because the Highways Authority later asked them to change the route from a feeder road to a highway. He added that although they have so far not received any payment from government, they are hopeful they will be able to finish the construction works within the 12 calendar months as scheduled. Attempts to reach the municipal chief executive at the Highways Authority in the area for their response proved futile.
For these drivers behind me, road infrastructure in this area remains a big challenge, and they want government and relevant stakeholders to tackle it with the seriousness it deserves. For Citi News, I'm Edward Upon Marful, Boma, Ahafo region.
Here in Accra, my name is Vivian Lokko.
And mine is Umaru Sanda Amadu.
When we come back, Electoral Commission to go ahead with voters registration exercise on Thursday.
We'll tell you more, don't go away.
Rigworld Solutions, forging the frameworks of Ghanaian industry. Engineering solutions from the heart of Takrade, Kejebil. At Rigworld Solutions, we manufacture industrial bolts and nuts, fasteners, hoses and fittings for the extractive and petrochemical industries. World-class products with local expertise. Locate our factory in Kejebil of the Takrade Takwa Road. Call 0302 949917 or 0540 107504. Email enquiries at rigworldsolutions.com. Rigworld Solutions, crafted in Ghana, engineered for the world.
Pre-order the Huawei Y9A before 1st October and get a free band for E and a gift box. Terms and conditions apply.
Close-up deep action with antibacterial mouthwash formula and deep cleaning gel. Close-up deep action. Enjoy long-lasting fresh breath.
1F initiative in Kumwabewaze, funded by Ghana Exim Bank, produces orange flesh sweet potato food products like sweet potato cake, bread, donuts and chips, among others, in large quantities for both local consumption and exports. As innovators in agribusiness with the capacity of producing over 250 tons of potatoes every 6 months, it has an estimated job creation capacity of over 1,000. Like Kasadaroba, there are other factories set up across the country under the 1D1F initiative in areas such as poultry, pharmaceuticals, fruit processing, and more local businesses which are creating jobs and expected revenue. At Ghana Exim Bank, we call this the Made in Ghana 4P. Produce, promote, purchase, and prosper. If as a people we believe in the Ghana beyond aid, then let's prosper as a nation by producing, promoting, and purchasing our own products. Let's support Made in Ghana, and let's take Made in Ghana to the world. One district, one factory. Ghana at work. Ghana Exim Bank, facilitating Ghana's international trade.
Welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Now, a cleaner of the Professor Emmanuel Bene has allegedly confessed his involvement in the murder of the law lecturer. Now, the prosecution, Inspector Ebenezer Te Okufo, made this known to the Kaneshie District Court on Wednesday.
He told the court that Mr. James Nana Wemba, the cleaner, confessed to the crime during the course of interrogation. Inspector Te Okufo also told the court that Mr. Wamba mentioned Mr. Nkansa and 2 others as his accomplices.
Now, the 2 other accomplices, according to Inspector Te Okufo, are on the run. The court has thus issued a bench warrant for the arrest of the 2 unnamed accomplices.
Meanwhile, the Kaneshie District Court has discharged 3 of the 4 suspects initially brought before it in connection with the murder. The case has been adjourned to 14th October 2020.
We move on to some other stories, and residents of communities in the Afram Plains, South District of the Eastern Region are calling on the government to construct a new hospital to serve the named area.
The residents, who say successive governments have failed to prioritize their needs among other things, are also calling for the construction of roads in the district to boost trade and investment in the area. As Citi News' Eastern Regional correspondent Neil Ni Amate Kanako reports.
Tiase, Mame Krobo, and Echiaman from our farming and fishing communities in the Afram Plains South District of the Eastern Region. These hard-to-reach communities, which are major food hubs, provide the country with yam, charcoal, and other food products. But as very important as these communities are, they have been neglected over the years by successive governments as basic social amenities are non-existent. Deplorable roads, lack of health facilities, among others, has made life very difficult for both farmers and residents in these communities.
A lot of potholes, even from here to Tiase. Instead of you taking at least 30 minutes, now if you are going there, you need to take about 2 hours before getting to that place.
Ya kwa nkiti em say o mabani kufo na o ha no o ma ye di si bi o twom ko na bu Solomon ya fojo fide wo so ha nyina wona yi maaye ba ne sa ne ma no atochim kakra ti ehia eno so ehia ye o hwe akwan bi wa ye se ye pe ba bi dome e pe akọ na mutwe o kwa na hu hia papa sa akwan no se mutwe bua na na ti be sa akwan no a ahwe Dr. Bamia ne beba o on de ko no bi akwan prebi.
The plight of market women in these communities are worsened, plying these deplorable roads whenever it rains.
Ya wasem bebre pa o haw sisi a hwe ha se hwe ye kwan enyenyenyenye hwe ye market nka asoso pa na sika wo sika firi ase na ekọ enso hwe ha se nsuo to ha tantan ye store nsuo to a na abo restaurant ni mu enso so bo pese ye to ma mu nti ye sra aban no on ba no be boa ye. They say we could don't go chroma ya kwan nya baku say uba ko dru na honam nyina ya wo ya.
The absence of a hospital in these communities has made life very troubling, as one may have to commute for several hours on deplorable roads, transferring emergency cases from Mame Krobo, Tiase, and Eche to far away Donko Krom. Kofi Pari, a taxi driver, narrates how pregnant women always deliver in vehicles on the way to the hospital.
nyamia di ho afofi ebinsi na wo ne omo pekura magibio awo kanu cause kwa wo be kwa obeti wo akora na ebo na mo agina na mo agina wo nti ebi wo ha na mato aso na mo de na ko hospital no ma ko treat no na masan nti etimi nya hospital bia be ben wo ha nke yani beji pa.
In view of all these health challenges, the NPP Global Medical Team carried out a 2-day health screening to provide free health care for hundreds of residents in Eche, Mamekrobo, and Tiasi. The team identified a number of health issues which needs immediate government intervention. Dr. Steve Amankwa is the medical doctor in charge of the screening.
It could actually lead to death. So these are things that we have to, you see people with very, very big, scrotal hernias, and they've lived with it for so many years, and just waiting, they're just sitting on time bomb. This place is very difficult for them to access health care. And so the reason why we do the outreach is, one, to understand the demography, their challenges, so that we can also communicate with the PC or the member of parliament, so that they can also find a way to sort this thing out.
Now, the police in the Nalerugu in the northeast region have detained the station officer, Inspector Felix Bekle, for allegedly facilitating the illegal acquisition of a gun license for a suspected thief. Now, the suspect is already standing trial for possession of illegal arms and stealing at the Nalerugu District Court in the northeast region. According to the police, the suspect, Adam Musa, who could not produce the gun license earlier, produced a license for his gun acquired from the Tesano Divisional Police. Now, the Northeast Police Commander, DCOP Kojo Tabi, has been speaking to Citi News about the incident.
What he has done indicates that he wants to assist the criminal, a crime which has been committed by the criminal, could be in possession of a weapon without authority is a crime. And so that is an abetment of crime, and he wants him to escape justice because he wants, at the end of the day, the court to see that, well, the weapon is registered or is licensed, and so we have to return it to him. That raised our suspicion, and I became annoyed. I said, no, he has to be detained, because if you want a criminal or a person under investigation for a crime that has been committed to escape justice, then you have also committed a crime of abetment, contrary to Section 20 of the Criminal Offences Act, Act 29. Okay. After detention, I quickly sent a CITREP to the Police Management Board for the attention of the IGP and the police administration. So at the moment, that is just a preliminary investigation which revealed this. The thorough investigations are being conducted because all those involved in this thing must be brought to book.
Now, the Electoral Commission will, from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday, October 1, 2020, reopen the voters' registration exercise at its district offices for persons who could not participate in the mass registration exercise organized early this year. The Commission, in a statement issued on Wednesday ahead of the nationwide exercise, says eligible persons who successfully register in this exercise will be able to vote in the December polls. This is, however, not without legal opposition by opposition party NDC. Sixtus Don Ulo has more in this report.
The National Democratic Congress NDC filed a suit at the High Court on Tuesday, September 29, 2020, challenging the legality of the Electoral Commission's decision to conduct 1st October's voter registration exercise. The party, in its writ filed against the Electoral Commission, and the Attorney General argues that the Electoral Commission acted in excess of its powers when it reopened the voters' registration without a 21-day Gazette notification to both the political parties and the general public. The party wants the High Court to stop the elections management body from conducting this continuous voter registration exercise without first complying with the dictates of the Public Elections Registration of Voters Regulations 2016 CI 91. The party also asked the court to order the Electoral Commission to immediately comply with CI 91 for this intended exercise. Meantime, the NDC sought the High Court for an interim injunction on the conduct of the registration pending a determination of the substantive matter. The court on Wednesday, September 30, 2020, however, rejected the party's application for an interim injunction and directed that it refiled the injunction application as an interlocutory action. But the lawyer on record for the NDC, Justin Terewaja, tells Citi News that the party immediately refiled its application for interlocutory injunction as directed by the court.
So we are supposed to give them 3 working days notice before we move the interlocutory injunction. 3 working days. They published this notice. It is dated 24th, but eventually it came out on the 25th. That was Friday. Now, if you are going to file and give them 3 working days notice before you can move the motion, you'll be moving it on Friday. And they would have already done that. So we were compelled to apply for interim injunction for the court to stop them, and they will now apply for the interlocutory. And we went to court this morning, but the judge said we should have gone by the interlocutory in the first instance. And so we walked out of court and quickly went and prepared the interlocutory, and we filed it and we served it. So we filed the interlocutory. So the court basically said we should do the regular term. But we felt that because of the short time period, if we're going to do the regular term, the time will beat you.
Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission has served notice it will go ahead with the continuous voters registration exercise as scheduled.
You're still watching Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still ahead, PNC elects David Apasera as flag bearer as Bernard Mona loses chairmanship slot to Moses Daniba.
Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Agro Farms Limited, located in Ekropon in the eastern region, is a 1D1F initiative funded by Ghana Exim Bank that deals in poultry. This venture will create direct and indirect jobs for Ghanaians and help Ghana realize the vision of becoming an export-driven economy. A feat that would reduce the over $375 million spent on poultry importation. Like Agro Farms, there are other businesses being set up across the country under the 1D1F initiative, such as Kasadi Ropa, Ekunfi, pharmaceuticals, and more local businesses which are creating jobs and expected revenue. At Ghana Exim Bank, we call this the Made in Ghana 4P. Produce, promote, purchase, and prosper. If as a people we believe in the Ghana beyond aid, then let's prosper as a nation by producing, promoting, and purchasing our products. Let's support Made in Ghana and let's take Made in Ghana to the world. One district, one factory. Ghana at work. Ghana Exim Bank, facilitating Ghana's international trade.
Play the golden goal on Bet Planet today with just 20 Ghana cedis. You could win a Mercedes and 100,000 Ghana cedi worth of prizes. This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below the age of 8.
Hello, my brother. It's been a long while. Your house dey build. I use the finest materials for this building. I can see that. But my brother, you know, just last year you built this house. Oh yeah. When the walls started to peel off like banana due to rising damp. My brother, that's been my issue. I've tried so many things, but nothing works. You know what? They even use that black rubber thing on it before the concrete casting. You mean that bola rubber? Oh, my brother, you would have saved yourself the stress if only you used Visqueen DPM from Vertigio Limited. Really? That be what my puppy used for house. And over so many years, the house still they come up.
For purchases and enquiries, contact Ventigio Limited at Spinters Road, Accra, or in Kumasi at Oshumasi Kwarasu.
Visqueen DPM, no size.
I noticed you have 3 waste bins, not they? How many are you in this house? You make that much waste here?
Oh no, we try and segregate our waste as much as possible. We don't mix all the waste together.
Oh, you people, every bola is bola. Why separate them?
Amapa, segregation helps the environment a lot, you know. Not all waste must go to the landfill site. For us, we use the food waste as manure for the garden. And the plastic waste, we keep them for recyclers to pick them.
Recycle?
Aye, they recycle it into other useful products. So that reduces the waste in the environment. And you know every bola is bola on my sister.
I see. How smart.
Segregate your waste today. Segregate in school, segregate at church. In fact, segregate everywhere. Be smart. Don't mix it all up.
And you're welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Now, the Ministries of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development says the implementation of the 2020 close season for artisanal and trawler sectors was cancelled because the ministry could not agree on a set period with stakeholders for the exercise.
According to them, the exercise was held for the tuna sector during January and February this year. There's more in this report.
Speaking at a Meet the Press series, Sector Minister Elizabeth Afolekwe said the global pandemic had a toll on all activities in the fisheries sector. She stated that the impact of the pandemic affected the decision to agree on a new period to ban all fishing activities for artisanal fisherfolk and trawlers.
2016-2019 close season, particularly for the artisanal fleet, the ministry collaborated with industry players to implement the close season for all fleets in 2019 from 15th May to 15th June 2019 for the artisanal and inshore fleet, and 1st August to 30th September for the industrial fleet. As a result of the deepened consultation and sensitization, there was high compliance with the close season in all the fishing communities along the coast, as evidenced in the various documentaries presented.
Madam Afolekwe added that the artisanal fisherfolk suffered greatly due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
The close season for the artisanal and the trawl sectors were cancelled due to inadequate consultations with key stakeholders to arrive at agreeable periods for the closure as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The fisheries co-management policy, the fisheries sector has not been an exception to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Since its emergence in December 2019, COVID-19 has had devastating effects on many aspects of the global economy, including fisheries. Though fishing was exempted from the restrictions as an essential service, the indirect impact of the pandemic due to restricted fish markets has had a damaging effect on the livelihoods of fishers.
She added that government was in constant communication with contractors tasked to build landing sites and the Jamestown Fishing Harbour to complete the project promised by the NPP administration.
During my presentation last year, I noted that the project designs, including environmental impact assessment certificates and other preparatory works for the construction of the landing sites in phases, were completed in 2018. The phase 1 component, that is Tertiary, Axim, Winneba, and Mumford, had their designs reviewed and ready for implementation. In August 2019, His Excellency the President cut sod at Axim and Moray for the commencement of the phase 1 component of the project. With respect to the Jamestown Fishing Harbour Complex, all preparatory works, including the design and the signing of the implementation agreement, are completed. The Chinese counterparts have selected the contractor, and works for construction was scheduled to commence by the first quarter of 2020, but delayed due to the outbreak of the COVID-19. The Ministry of Transport is currently the lead institution handling the construction of the landing sites, including the Jamestown Fishing Harbour Complex.
Now, David Apasera has been elected flag bearer of the PNC.
Now, the elections were held simultaneously across 16 regions of the country. We have more in this report.
The Regional Congress began with an opening session, which was addressed by Chairman of the party, Bernard Mona, and the 2016 flag bearer of the PNC, Edward Mahama. In an interview with Citi News, National Chairman of the party, Bernard Mona, accused Dr. Edward Mahama of creating disunity in the party.
Today, Dr. Mahama supporting Janet. They are going around distributing money, as you have seen, making all manner of promises. And you can see Dr. Mahama is sitting down with Janet. Where that money is coming from. So I stated that in similar vein, they should reject whatever is given to them, or they should take it and vote wisely, because this party cannot be for those who have just suddenly become wealthy and want to lead the party astray.
Dr. Edward Mahama responded to the concerns of Bernard Mona.
I will say categorically that if anybody knows Dr. Edward Mahama, it's not about meritocracy. If I had played meritocracy, I should have won the presidency long ago. I believe that people must buy the ideas. People must understand what you are coming to do. And you may say, yes, we haven't been able to carry our message as far as it should go. But I'm hoping that this time, our message will go.
After hours of voting and collation, the results of the Greater Accra region for the national executives and flag bearership slot were announced. Meanwhile, Bernard Mona has lost his bid to retain the chairmanship of the PNC. After collation of votes from the 16 regions across the country, the incumbent polled 1,266 votes, while the winner, Moses Daniba, polled 1,297 votes. David Apesara has been elected flag bearer of the PNC. He polled 1,315 votes, while Samson Asaki Awingobit polled 789 votes. Reverend Samuel Ejeba also polled 465 votes.
We say congratulations to the new team and better luck to the losing team. Well, that's it for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom. Log on to our website for more stories.
Subscribe to Citi Tube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store or the App Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182.
My name is Vivian Lokko.
Mine is Umaru Sanda. Amadu. Thank you for watching.
Citi TV is live